I'm really excited because what this does enable us to do is bring the masses on board to Valerian markets and also DigiShares. I'm thinking 1 to 10,000 people that we can onboard to our marketplace.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Valerian Business Development Lead Mark Mariampillai. Mark, very good to speak with you. In simple terms, what does this partnership actually unlock that Valerian couldn't do before?
Okay, thanks, Stephen, for having me on here today. It's a great pleasure to see you again. It unlocks a lot. We've been actually working with Injective for the past year. I've known Injective for the past 3 years, and what we find in real world assets and tokenization is the biggest problem is buy side exposure also to the wider crypto native market and what we deal with institutions. So this partnership really unlocks both of those angles. It exposes us to a big wide ecosystem that Injective are involved, and it's going to help us bridge crypto digital asset natives over onto TradFi rails that we are building. Also with our partner DigiShares that provide the technology platform. This partnership also unlocks the ability for DigiShares to offer Injective's blockchains to its 200 plus clients.
Mark, you're combining regulated markets with DeFi. Where do you expect the biggest challenges to come up first?
Yeah, definitely. So just to clarify, we're always going to be focused on qualified retail, and these are retail that have been qualified to purchase such assets. The problem where you marry DeFi and traditional markets or regulated markets that you mentioned is really ensuring that the investors that you bring on board are actually qualified for these products. So we will continue to put those compliance angles in, the regulatory angles, and what Injective bring is the whole DeFi element, but we will add the compliance angle to that. So we will only onboard qualified people. But I'm really excited because what this does enable us to do is bring the masses on board to Valerian markets and also DigiShares. I'm thinking 1 to 10,000 people that we can onboard to our marketplace.
Why are real world assets such a focus for the Valerian, Injective, and DigiShares right now, Mark?
Well, I think you've seen as well in the marketplace now that the big hot topic is tokenization. And over the next 1 to 5 years, this area is really, really going to blow up. There's talks of X trillion size of this market. So that's first of all why we're interested in real world assets. That's the main focus of our business. Me personally, I've been involved in this for 10 years. And what we're doing at Valerian Markets, along with Injective and DigiShares, we've got one issuer called Wagin. They're a Uber startup down in Panama. Subject to regulatory clearance and compliance requirements, we will be bringing 6 million TVL onto Injective, hopefully over the next month. That's a massive, massive milestone. I'm not sure what other companies in real world assets are actually doing this for a single asset versus tokenized funds, but that's the start. And I see that being a nice use case, proof of concept, and we're able to build on that with our partners, DigiShares and Injective.
If this works as planned, what can investors expect over the next year, Mark?
Well, I mentioned earlier on, I think the key is between all the partners is the onboarding of institutions, family offices, corporates, and even qualified retail and high net worth individuals onto our platform. The problem in real world assets is having an actual buy side. I believe we'll be able to bring them onto the platform, and behind the scenes, we'll be able to pre-fill a lot of these issuances that my team at Valerian Markets, Adrian Hogg, Pete, and Carmen are bringing to market. We'll be able to pre-fill this. And also what we find in these markets and crypto is having that whole FOMO factor. If we've done 6 million on my game, for instance, adding another 50K for qualified retail and high net worth to come in, similar to a crowdfunding platform, will be magnificent. That's where I see us going over the next 5 to 10 years, bringing more issuances that get sold out, bringing value to issuers because they're able to raise 1 to whatever it is, 100 million on our platform. And then also to have repeat issuers come back and back for the buy side. They get a token that's pretty valuable in this industry. And in the future, it could be a pre-IPO share that lists on NASDAQ. So we're really at the start of where tokenization is going. I think, as much as I do, how Revolut transformed the crowdfunding platform. And I see one of our issuances doing the same.
Mark, I hope you'll keep us
Sorry,
updated.
just to clarify, one of our issuers on our platform, because we're a DASP, a regulated platform in El Salvador, one of the issuers doing the same as Revolut, but we provide the venue for them to do that.
Mark, I hope you'll keep us updated with the progress with that partnership. Thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Will do. Thanks, Stephen.
That's Mark Mariam Pillay, Business Development Lead at Valerium.